Are you happy with the conclusions in this report?
Oh yes, indeed. I think that it must be said that they've been very revealing indeed. For example, it has been clearly stated that anyone who dismissed the civil rights movement as merely a band of Sinn Féin anarchist hooligans was entirely wrong, and somehow or other they showed up the arrogance of the Unionist Party in their attitudes towards the civil rights movement. By and large, I'm very happy about the report, although I think it should be pointed out that there are some factual inaccuracies in the report, but by and large, I welcome it indeed.
John Hume, you've had, so to speak, honourable mention. On an overall basis, do you think this has been a fair report?
Oh yes, most certainly. This report completely vindicates the civil rights movement. It proves the injustices that we have complained of, and vindicates the methods and approach of the civil rights movement, and completely clears the civil rights movement of all the accusations that have been made against it. It also points the finger very clearly at those both in the Unionist Party and their supporters on the right wing who have been the real cause of trouble in the north of Ireland over the past 10 months. And I think in the light of this report, it is for every fair-minded citizen, or every citizen who considers themselves fair-minded in the north of Ireland, to read this report and to make up his mind whether or not he is satisfied with the leadership that the government has given this community.
I think that the Cameron report was a backdoor report instituted and instigated by that departed man, O'Neill.
The report criticises you for what it calls inflaming passions in the north.
Well, when it eulogises the Irish Republican Army, I take it as the greatest compliment to my Protestant leadership that it condemns me.
Can you tell me, sir, how it eulogises the Irish Republican Army?
There's a statement in it in which it praises the Irish Republican Army.
It simply says, I think, that the Irish Republican Army members of the Irish Republican Army acted as stewards for civil rights marches.
Yes, well,
yes. Is this in fact a eulogisation
it is,
of the Republican
It is, and
Army?
it's been reported widely in the press as a eulogising of the Irish Republican Army.
The report doesn't eulogise the people's democracy. Would you find their comments on the people's democracy fair?
Well, I haven't read the report. I have received extracts from it from the United Press Association in the States. I'll have to look at the report. But evidently, everybody's interested in the fact that condemn me. All you rebels from the South are interested in that.
Doctor, what are your plans for it?
I want to make it perfectly clear that the Cameron Commission is guilty of deliberate lying. And if you can't interpret, friend, what that means, then you better go back to school.
Dr. Paisley, how did you get on with your tour of the United States?
I had a marvellous tour, and I was received very, very well in all quarters. And I had the opportunity of stating to the Under General Secretary of the United Nations for 1 hour the true position here in Ulster. Youthant was out of the country or he would have met me, but Dr. Ralph Bunge, his Under Secretary, met me, and I was able to tell him a few home truths about Bernadette Devlin and the rest of the gang.
It has been stated that the funds you were collecting were to help Protestant refugees from the south.
That's right.
How many Protestant refugees from the south want to come north, to your knowledge?
The whole lot of them want to come, except the people that are poisoned with the ecumenical bug.
And how many people would this be?
Well, it would be quite a large number of people.
How are you aware of this, Dr. Paisley?
Because they have written to me, and because at the moment in your country, friend, there are notices on the trees in Donegal calling people to boycott Protestant businesses, and the names of the people who run these businesses are actually named on posters in Donegal at this present time.
About how many letters would you have received from people
I've
wanting to come
received
north?
scores of letters, maybe hundreds of them.
Is there any likelihood that there may be violence coming from Protestants in the future?
There certainly will be violence if the Roman Catholics attack Protestants. We will defend ourselves. Yes, and when I was in America, your Irish friends, the rebels in America, threatened my life and wanted to murder me when I was in America. I wonder why.
Thank you, Dr. Paisley.
Right.
Eamonn McCann, I understand you're very disappointed with this Cameron Commission report. Can you briefly say why?
Well, I expected from Lord Cameron, who has after all produced the Barbican report a few years back in England,
sort of at least a competent analysis of the situation and a competent presentation of relevant fact. I don't think that is in the report. I think it's under-researched, overwritten, and shows all the signs of being a hurried document.
Are you saying that there are factual inaccuracies in the report?
I am indeed. There are certainly factual inaccuracies about the injury told at Burntullet. There are factual inaccuracies about what happened in Derry immediately after October the 5th. I think there are factual inaccuracies of the type for which a cub reporter on a provincial newspaper would speedily be sacked.